Hey everybody, welcome to Art with Carol number 6, and we are leaving op art behind as I told you last week, and this week we are moving on to drawing. We're going to draw vegetables, and we're going to be doing this for the next few weeks. We're going to draw a couple of vegetables every week, and then you'll have a whole beautiful little section of vegetables. This kind of reminds me of seed catalogs where there'd be a picture of the vegetable and then also a little write-up down below and a little title saying what it is. So we're going to do an eggplant today, and we're going to do peas in their pod. And I thought this would be a fun project to do, that you could do this and you could even glue these onto popsicle sticks and put them in your garden if you're planting. And so, or make them smaller and do that. That's up to you. But we're going to learn to do some drawing, line drawings, but also we're going to be practicing value, it's called. And so that is using one color and making it darker, getting a little bit lighter, and then a whole lot lighter. And so that's value, okay? The darkness to the lightness of something. So it's a dark value, a medium value, and a light value there. So you're going to need a pencil, and you probably need an eraser and a purple pencil crayon. I've got a couple in case I break one. And green, I'm using 2 shades of green. You don't have to. You could use just 1 shade of green. For over here, you can see these are going to be green. And I just like the idea of combining 2 shades of green. And I have a yellow that is also nice to add into the green to give it a little bit of depth. Now, the interesting thing about this is I decided that I would outline mine in a Sharpie. So I have outlined everything in Sharpie, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not. And I'm going to show you, I did a first one, and this one is not outlined. So you can see, I'll bring it up close for you. That's not outlined. And I couldn't decide if I wanted it outlined or not, so I just went ahead and made another one. And this one I have outlined. Okay, so you can stop, get all your supplies. You just need normal sized piece of paper again, and then come on back. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We want to have 2 sections, one for each of our vegetables. So we're just going to fold the paper in half. Okay, this way, like as if you were making a card. I'm going to open it up. And then we're going to use one side is going to be for our eggplant, one side for our peas. We're going to start over here on this one. I'm going to move it so that hopefully you can see it really well. We're going to start with the top part right here. And we're going to make an M. I'm going to try and do it fairly dark. So here's my center of my page coming down. I'm going to be about here. I'm going to start. I'm going to make an M that's kind of wide. Okay? Hopefully you can see that. Okay? Then we're going to bring it up and around to the top, and then around to the bottom, like that. And we're going to put a little stem in there, like so. And I'm going to actually use my marker because I want you to be able to see this more clearly. Here's my M, like this. Then I'm coming up and around, and a little stem in the middle, and a little line there. All right, now we're going to be coming down and around the fat area of the eggplant. So just start in a little bit on your inside of your M and come on down and make them just blossom out like a big fat eggplant. And then come back up on the other side and just go down around to meet him. Okay? And that is the eggplant shape. So if you need to erase If I did it in pencil, I might have erased that a little bit, but if you need to erase because you want to just change the shape a little, you can. The thing about eggplants is they're kind of wonky, right? They're not symmetrical. They usually are fatter in one area than the other. Now, to make our eggplant look like it's shiny and get the effect of it being round, I'm going to draw a line with my purple just on the inside of the line I've already drawn. And this is going to be the area that we're going to do really dark. Okay? Then I'm going to press hard, and I'm going to start coloring in this whole area. And I want to cover right over that line I just drew. So I'm coloring nice and dark. And I want to color so that the ends of all of my coloring are a little bit uneven right here so that we can blend the light in with it when we go on to the next section. So we don't want to color up and down. We want to have our little pokey ends here. So we're going to color this whole thing going over the line again a little bit. And we want to be able to blend in the next color. And in order to do that, we're going to need to have it be not a really solid edge there. So then I'm just coloring the whole way down. I want to make sure that I have no white, or as little as possible. Really make it nice and dark. Then I can go back and scribble over it a little bit this way if I want to. And I'm going to keep going on the whole thing here. I'm just going to do one side of it, and then you can stop the video and do the whole thing. These videos take a long time to download, and so I try to make them as short as I can because I know you're going to be stopping to do your work anyway. So here I am still coloring, and see, I'm still coloring. I keep moving my page around so that I'm coloring back and forth this way, not up and down that way. Okay. So you can, at this point, stop the video and you can finish doing yours the whole way around. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go on to the next section, which is going to be a little bit lighter. So we're going to start right about here, and we're going to make another section that comes around like this. Okay, so you will have colored all this part dark. Now this section we're going to color in with a lighter value. So we're going to press more lightly on our pencil crayon. You could also be using crayons if you wanted to. And I want to kind of go right over my dark spot too, just to get them really blended in well. And just don't press quite as hard, because this is going to be a little bit lighter than the first part. The value is a little lighter because we want to show that it's rounded and it's 3D look. And go over that little line again that you drew. You don't want to have a strong line showing like that. And there I'm colored it just a little bit lighter. I'm going to go over it a bit more, color in all my areas. I think I'll go back this way a little even. So I really want to get that good color coming through. Okay, there we go. So you go around and do the whole second section like that, a little bit lighter. You can turn off the video. All right, now you're back. We're going to do this center section really light. So I'm going to hold my pencil crayon farther back in my hand because I want this to be really light. I want this, have it look like that the light is shining down on it. So I'm going to go really lightly, and I'm going to go back and do what's called cross hatching. Go back over it this way so that it's much lighter than the first and second section. There we go. There. So you can stop the video and finish that up if you don't have it done. I'm going to go on and I'm going to take my dark green. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to outline my eggplant top. And I'm going to go around it pretty dark up to the top like this. And around like this, and even make it come up a little higher there. All my edges. Remember when we did the dandelion, we kind of did the same thing. We went around really dark on the outer edges. And then we're going to fill in. I'm going to fill in with the lighter green. If you don't have a lighter green, or you decided you wanted to use the same color as the other darker green, just press lighter, same as you did down here. Okay, so now I'm going to color this all up here so I have a lighter color. And I'm going to make my stem dark green. Okay, so that is my eggplant. So you take the time to do yours if you haven't finished it. And I'm going to, now we're going to move on and we're going to do our beans. So on this side of the paper, we're going to start, I'm going to use my pen so that you can see it. You use your pencil. You're going to start almost in the center and you're going to make just a lovely little squiggly line like this. Okay? Give it a try. Okay, that's going to be the bottom of the seed pod. Now we're going to come around. We're going to kind of follow it, but make it a little bit thicker. And then it gets thinner, like that. And then we're going to do one more. This is going to be the other side of the pod, like that. So all of my 3 lines are connecting right here. And we're getting gradually farther down on this one. Now I can make this actually a little bit of a stem. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Similar, it doesn't have to be exact. And now we want to put some little peas in there. So we want to make the peas touch the top or pretty close to it. And we want to make them a tiny space apart from each other. Okay, so they're not done growing yet and they're going to need more space. And we're going to make little half circles like this. There. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yours might have more, it might have less, but just give yourself some room in between each one. Okay, now we're going to color that dark green. This is the outside of the pod and it's really nice and shiny. I think before it gets eaten, the farmer probably polished it up to make it look really pretty and tasty. So that's going to get a really dark value on it. All the way to the end. And I am drawing mine in the pen because I want you to be able to see it really well. And see, I'm going back over it, and now I'm actually coloring the other way in a little bit in circles. I just want to get as many white lines out as possible that I can. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do the inside of the pod right here, and so it's going to be a little lighter. So you're going to hold your pencil more lightly because we want to have a light value in here. There we go. Just color all your little sections like this. Fill them in nice and lightly, like so. And we want to make sure they're nice and not a little bunch of white showing through. We don't want it to look scribbly. And then I'm going to do my peas. And I'm going to use my lighter green for my peas, but you can just go kind of a medium shade using your other pencil, your green one if you want. I'm going to color it really light, and then I'm going to go around it a little bit dark. Here we go, look, really light. And then I want it to look round, so I'm kind of going around it like this, a little bit darker, leaving that white in the middle, which makes it look 3D and like the light's shining on it. Okay, nice and light. And then I'm going to go over that. A little bit darker on the edges. Okay, each one of them I'm going to do. And then go darker. Got to press harder to make a difference. This one's really going to be light, and then it's so tiny. There. All right. Then we are going to do another one on top. So when your coloring is done, then we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to come around like this. Okay? And around like this, and down a little bit farther, around like that. Okay, if yours doesn't look exactly like mine, it's okay. I've done a bunch of these now, and they all look a little different. Then I kind of like to make a little curly Q here. Peas, if you ever pick them, you see they're kind of have that curliness. And then I'm going to put my peas in there, a little bit apart, a little bit of room. There we go. There, I think I got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did. That's okay. And now you can color that one the same as you did this one. And I'm going to add some yellow on top of that green because we want to really mix it in. This really helps blend it. Okay? So then you can go ahead and stop the video and color your second one, same as you did here. Dark value, lighter value, and then light value on your peas, getting a little darker around the edges. So go ahead and stop it. All right, now you're ready to continue. The next thing we're going to do is we want to label. So if you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you want to label them, here's my halfway mark here. So I'm going to just spell out eggplant. There. And over here, I'm going to spell out peas. Use your best printing. Okay. Now we want to make, you know me, I like to have a border around everything. So we're going to make a border around each one as if it's its own individual picture. So we're going to draw a line. And I like it when a picture gets interrupted, or the border gets interrupted by the picture. We're going to come down here to the halfway mark. And remember, you can use a ruler, but you don't have to. And look, eggplant came right, it's going over top of my frame. That's okay. There. And then we're going to come back up here. There. And now we're going to do this one. All the way around. Stopping there. And we want to make another line here because it's its own picture. It's a separate picture, so there's a border between them. There we go. And don't forget to put your name on there. Then if you decide that you want to outline yours, I've already done mine in ink, but you can go back and you can outline it either in a black marker or in a black pencil crayon so that it has more of a clean edge look, but you don't have to. Okay? And don't forget to put your name on it, and you're going to get your parents or somebody to take a picture of it and send it to me, and I'll be posting it up on the parent Facebook site on Friday. Happy drawing and coloring.